What's up everyone, it's Bones here. In today's video, I'll be doing an updated version of the Hero Ishizu deck that I made a couple of weeks back, but this time around I wanted to show some improvements that I had made to the deck, including making it more of a Destiny Hero oriented build. As you can see, we're even playing the Destiny draws, which is optional. You don't have to play it, but I wanted to stick true to the theme, which is why it's in this list. But anyways, before I begin, if you happen to enjoy content like this, clicking on those thumbs up and subscribe buttons would be greatly appreciated, as it goes a long way in supporting the channel and shows me that you like content like this. To begin, you'll see that this opening hand is not very good at all, but something that this deck has going for it is the ability to draw into stuff and make plays with minimal resources. As you see, we hit a Foolish, which is one of plenty one-card starters that we had available to us, and we send the Shadow Mist off to get the Vion. And this is where the beginning of our plays are going to be made, as we're going to send the Malicious off the Vion, then use the Vion to search the Poly. And now, instead of going into our Dangerous as we normally would, because we have Liquid Soldier in hand, I'm going to special summon the Mali off of the Mali. And now we're going to fuse into our Absolute Zero in order to net us more draws off the Liquid Soldier. So we're going to use the Liquid Soldier, drawing 2, pitching the Havness here. The Havness will then get its effect in the graveyard. Now we're going to fuse away the Dark Angel pitched off of Destiny draw along with the Havness for the Destiny Hero Dangerous to get into Dangerous that way. Now we're going to pitch the Keldo off of the Dangerous, sending the Denier for our Mali, and now we can go into our first rank 6. One cool thing to note is how the beginning of this combo has not only been made from nothing, but it also gives you options to not technically auto-lose to Nibiru, as Beatrice is a quick effect, and Absolute Zero will get it off the board. So from here, we're going to use the Terraforming in order to get the planet, and then we're going to activate the planet, and we're going to search the Havness in specific, because for this next part here, we're adding the Havness because if you were to use the Beatrice here as I am now, and you're to get hit by a Bestial monster if you're going to go the fusion route, then if that Bestial monster is Magna Hut, you can activate your Havness from hand, getting you the mill 3, and making your opponent think twice when using that Bestial monster. So you'll see that we're going to send the Salic off of the Beatrice here in order to get the Sharon, and now we're going to use the Sharon, pitching the Havness, milling 3 here, and then we're going to use the Denier. Then we can get the Denier to put back the Mali, and from here we can use the Mali effect, which will then allow us to special summon another copy of Mali. Then we can link away for IP Masquerena, which gives us the IP Masquerena plus Absolute Zero play for Sprint, in which then we can send Merly and fuse away the Merly and the Absolute Zero for Dragos Depelia. So just multiple layers of interruption there. And now we're going to use the Keldo here in order to get us a level 4 and add the Kelbeck from hand, giving us a hand trap. And now we can go into our Abyss Dweller to end this board. Giving us the IP Masquerena with the Absolute Zero play, we also have the Beatrice, which you can end up using the Sprint effect to detach a material from your Exceed monster and then get the bounce with that. You also have the Hand Trap effect of Kelbeck, as well as being able to lock your opponent with Dweller and having your Modora and Keldo in graveyard with whatever you fuse using the Merly that you would send off a Sprint, allowing this to be a pretty formidable board. The pop from the field spell also helps, depending on the time that you to use your fusion effect. On to the second combo, and you're gonna see that I have access to both the tier and the hero stuff, and this combo will just be to show what the deck can do when you just go full combo. So you're going to start by using the Sharon, milling 3 and getting the search off the Shadow Mist. We also hit the Scream so we can chain block the Shadow Mist, and we'll get the add of the Crime, which won't really matter in this hand because I'm just going to expend all of my resources for this specific replay, but I'm going to use the Vion here, add the Polymerization, then we can get the effect of the Malicious, as we don't want to start milling before getting it out of our deck. And from here we're going to use the polymerization, go into the dangerous. Now we can use the dangerous effect pitching the Rhino Heart for the denier. And now we can use the denier effect to get the body on board, get back the malicious from the banish zone, so that we can get an extra body on board. It's also a level 6 for the Beatrice. And now we can go into the Beatrice, use its effect, which will allow us to send a Havness here as we're going to fuse into the Kikalos using the Sharon and the Havness on board. Going into Kikalos, and now we can get its effect adding the Merly. Then we can use the effect of the Kikalos here, and we're going to get our Mill 8, as we're going to use the Kikalos Chainlink 1, Merly Chainlink 2, Mill 8 here, and you're seeing that I'm not using any of the Ishizu mills. I didn't want to do that in these combos because the main parts of your milling is the tier stuff. So we're using the Foolish Burial now, sending the Rhino because we need the extra body in order to maximize our board here, which means also pitching the Crime. And we're sending our Merly here, which now we can use its effect to get our Rule Kalos. And now we'll be able to use the Sprite Elf to special summon the Merly that we already had in the graveyard. And now we have 2 bodies for Masquerena, which can go into Sprint to do the same thing shown as the first combo, but here we also have the Fusion Destiny, which you'll see that we're actually on the Dreadmaster, and while it is a massive brick, I'll explain my theory on that in the deck profile. Well, so I know I called it theory, but the reality is that, as I said, the Destiny draws are optional, and if you were going for a more competitive build, you would probably want to take them out for something like Droplet, as because you're also playing the tier Ishizu stuff in this hero variant, Abyss Dweller definitely hurts a lot more. Because we're on the Dreadmaster, we're also on the Dominance, and this is because, as games go on, depending on how you draw and stuff, and especially depending on the matchup, you can get the Dominance out, stack the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck in order to give you inside information if you want to use the Kelbeck or the Agido if it comes up. And another thing that I like that I can do with Dominance is the ability to potentially leave you stuff like Malleus for your follow-up turn if you're going first on a game 2 or 3, which makes going into something like Volo with the Bestial cards more reliable, as with the Dreadmaster, they do gain added protection. That being said, depending on the matchup, Dreadmaster is also a very easy side out. To explain the rest of the Destiny hero stuff, Dark Angel does have a graveyard effect, which again isn't too great, but I felt like if I was going to build a hero variant of tier, I wanted the hero stuff with the most benefits in the graveyard, and Dominance even being able to have the ability to special summon stuff back from the graveyard using its effect is beneficial, as all the milling you do can get them into the graveyard pretty quickly. But to start with the card by card, we have the 3 Vions, the 2 Malleus, the 1 Dreadmaster, the 1 Dark Angel, the 1 Doomlord, and this is to out things like Dweller, where if they don't have it under the Sprite Elf, then you don't have to wait the extra turn of them detaching if you don't have another out. So that was kind of my logic behind it. Then there's the Denier, the Celestial, the 2 Shadow Mist, the 1 Stratos, the Liquid Soldier, the 1 Solic, the 3 Havness, the 3 Sharons, the 3 Merly, the 3 Rhino Hearts, just maxing out on the tier names with the field spells, the 1 Terraforming, the 1 Rhoda, Instant Fusion, Foolish Burial, and the Crime to play all of the necessary stuff that we need for the tier stuff. Then, for the Ishizu stuff, we have the 3 Kelbeck, the 3 Heldo, the 3 Mudora, and just the 1 Agido. Mill with your tiers, manipulate the graveyards with these. Then we have the 3 Screams, the 3 Destiny draws, which, as I said, could be Droplet or something else, and then the 3 Fusion Destinies, the 3 A Hero Lives, the 2 Polys, and the 1 Called by the Grave to round out the main deck. Onto the extra deck, we have the Mask, the Sprite Elf, the Sprint, the Beatrice, the Volo, the Abyss Dweller, Bagruska, Dragos Depelia, Absolute Zero, Dominance, Enforcer, Dangerous, Kick Kalos, Roll Kalos, and Kaleido Heart to round out the extra deck. As for the side deck, I think playing as many Bestials as you can without maxing out on all of them is the best thing to do this format. The 3 Cosmic Cyclones for mine because we don't really have an out to it besides our own field spell. Then the 3 Droplets, which could be in the main deck. the 3 EEVs, along with the extra crime in the side deck, just so that we don't mill it and we can play around evenly by searching it off of the Kikalos or the screen. But anyways, if you made it this far into the video, I thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them down below. It's Boned, signing out.